What?
Don't make any shoulders up.
You didn't say that to the boys.
Don't work for them.
He's got hope for you.
Am I right where I am?
You were good right where you are. Just point in the right direction. So, give me your name. Tell me how many years you've been farming. And then what do you like about it?
So my name is Mary Beth Schultz, and I've been on the farm my whole life, so 25 years. And I love farming because I love the animals, and just there's a sense of home here. Like, even now that I'm grown up, I have 2 little girls and we have our own home, but it's not, I don't know, this is always just home. This is always safe and secured and different.
Have you seen any changes in those 25 years?
Yeah, I've seen dairy cows leave this farm, and my dad having to go out and get an office job to support the farm, to keep the land in our name, to rent out property to other farmers so that way we could keep the land in our name, and then having the ability for him to come back here was really nice. But, you know, that's not a realistic option for a lot of people.
What do you want to do in your future?
So I'm a regional business manager for Dairy Master USA. It's an Irish company for milking equipment and farm equipment for dairy farmers. So I cover the whole Northeast and New York, and I'm taking over the marketing for North America for Dairy Master. And so I travel a lot, see a lot of farms, you know.
Okay. So tell me about other farms. Is this place unique to what's going on in the industry?
No. There's a lot of the organic grass-fed milk is a big push, and that's where a lot of the money is right now. So that's where we spend a lot of our time marketing-wise. Commercial dairies are, very few of them are multi-generational or multi-families are on them. They're more of, you know, there's a gentleman up in Cambridge who's just a business owner and came in and bought a farm, put in 8 robots, drove up all the prices of the land, and 4 farms around, 2 of them which we had contracts with, couldn't afford the price of the rented land, and they had to sell out, you know. And that not only, that doesn't just affect the farm, that affects the dealers that are selling the soaps, chemicals, the you know, the units to milk the cows with, the fertilizer people. It affects 20-fold when one business goes out. It's not just that farm is done and somebody will take over the land and it'll be okay. It's a 10-fold thing right down the line, you know.
You said robots. What do you mean by robots?
Robotic milking. Yep.
They've got that, huh?
Oh yeah. So robotic milking is kind of a big push made by milking equipment companies. We have not pushed that factor because we are an Irish Europe-based company, and robots over there were probably 10 years ago where the big push was, and we've seen a lot of them fail, and so we won't ever bring them to the market because you're dealing with a customer that has, a lot of them have 0 to no technology knowledge, and you're putting in a piece of equipment that is taking over their job, what they did every day. And then when that thing breaks, the service guy's 2 hours away, because now these dealer networks where like when my dad was milking, he would have a guy right over the knoll to maintain his milking equipment, and it was no big deal. Now when like my brother said, 3 or 4 farms have gone out of business, the guy that's right over the knoll isn't right over the knoll anymore. He's gone. Like, you know, now the closest milking equipment company to here is over 2 hours away. So if you have a breakdown, he's over 2 hours away, and and a lot of those guys are 1 and 2 man teams. So if they're on another service call, then you're almost out of luck, you know. And that's something that farms have always had in them, being able to troubleshoot their own equipment type thing. But with robots, they can't do that. That's gone, that ability.
It's interesting you're saying it's an Irish company, so Ireland is coming to the United States to take over farms?
No, we just come over and sell. We're a manufacturer. We manufacture milking equipment. There's only one manufacturer in the U.S. that makes milking equipment, and that's in Wisconsin. The remainder of them are outsourced. But we manufacture 99% of all of our own equipment in our own factory in Ireland.
Do you get to go?
Yeah, every
Often?
6 months.
Nice. So how many farms do you deal with?
So my account base is probably 550 farms. So
All across the country?
that's just within New York and a little bit of the Northeast. Now that I'm moving into a different position, I'll be dealing with a lot bigger accounts, more of the mega dairies, 3,000-4,000 cows, where they just want one person to come in and general contract whole facility and build it, and they write you a check and off you go, kind of thing. They don't want to know details. They don't care to know details. They're going to call their service guy, and that's it.
So big picture, where's the state of New York as a farm in terms of farming?
Depends on what government is going to do. Ireland 3 years ago got rid of their quota system, and within the last 3 years they've seen the same hardships that we've seen over the last 50 years. So now it's a very subsidized market. China is a very subsidized milk market. We don't make it easy. We don't make it accessible for farms here to be able to not even make a profit, but break even. 90% of the farms have an off-farm income to pay the grocery bill and pay, to go out to dinner once a week maybe, and those kind of things. They have an off-farm income. So Ireland is now subsidizing their milk market. Russia subsidizes their milk market. They're going to have to, Canada subsidizes their milk market. They're going to have to subsidize, they will have to, if they want to be able to feed the growing population.
Is there anyone leading the charge? Is there a politician leading?
The president, he tried doing what he thought was best and by implementing tariffs, and then he had to dump $30 million just to try and bail us out for the next couple of months. We have a custom harvesting business. One of our customers said to us that, they get there's what's called an MPP, and it's just like, it's a subsidization payment, but he has to pay $2,600 to get a $4,600 payment. Because he has to pay so much for how much he shipped in order to get that back. So it's not working, and it's never worked. When my dad was milking cows, that MPP program, it never worked. There's really no right answer, because it's going to cost somebody money, and so it all comes down to who wants to pay for it. When I was in high school, there was myself and one other kid that lived on a farm. We wanted to go to an FFA program 15 miles away to better ourselves for what we wanted to do, and the school wouldn't pay for it. They wouldn't even let our parents take us. Now there's more of those ag ed programs coming out, and more kids do want to be involved on a farm, but we're still 5 or 6 generations out. Some of these people that they think their food comes from a grocery store. And even for us, we get all of our meat and all of our vegetables here, and it's a family of 4, and we still spend $500, $600 a month at the grocery store. On what? So it's something that until this country goes out of food, nobody's going to realize it, because at least other countries have realized that, okay, they've watched the numbers. There's some milk companies now, what they're doing is called a cost plus profit, where they pay a third-party accounting firm to go through their books with their customers, and then they will pay them a profit based on their numbers. They will say, okay, we will give you $2 a profit, so you will make money if you ship us this amount of milk. That's a special marketing plan. Some people have liked it, some people don't. It'll be interesting to see if it works. That's within the last 8 months that they've started that.
So what do you see the future of farming in the United States?
Mega dairies, where they can drop a tanker and pick up another one and go. And then you have niche